I've just been juggling, getting ready for the bowl game and also dealing with signing day.
Well, you see my eyes? That means you ain't been sleeping much. You've been working a lot. You know, it's crazy. Somebody said this Christmas. Is that true? You know what I'm saying? I hope not. Well, maybe I do hope it is. It's been one of those deals where we've just tried to stay in touch with the kids, as much as we can, obviously by the phone. There's a lot of ways to talk to the kids, but we've been out. Whenever we didn't practice, we've been out on the road. So a lot of times we've just had to come in from practice and, grab a shower and go hit the road, and there's been people flying everywhere. We've been very fortunate that we've had a lot of good alumni out there that have gotten us a plane for the head coach so that he's been able to get the places he needs to be able to get and then get back, because literally there were weekends like Saturday when we had recruits in and we're in here, trying to entertain those guys and get them toured and trying to get their information, and coach would have breakfast with a group, go hop on a plane, fly a couple states away, make 2 visits, fly back before the recruits ever knew he was gone, because they would be position meeting or doing academics or, having maybe another meal that he didn't attend, but he was back for the other meal. I don't think they ever knew he was gone. So that's been a big key in it right there, having that plane. But it's just been, we've had to kind of just jam it in there. The fun part's been actually getting out there on the field and having a chance to practice a little bit. I think everybody's like happy then. When you get back in, you got a lot of work to do though.
We were just reminiscing a little bit about that, how the bowl experience has changed with sometimes it's dates, sometimes it's other things.
Yeah.
How much has it changed with you of enjoying this bowl experience?
Well, I am, but you do have to tell yourself from time to time, let's enjoy this a little bit, because this is a lot better not going. You know what I'm saying? The timeline this year was different in that signing date, which now is an early signing date, which really changed things a couple years ago, was moved back a week. So normally we would have been done with this. It would have been even more hectic at the beginning of December, but then it would have been, okay, now we just got to go play the bowl game. So I don't know. There's probably too much going on right now. There's probably way too much going on in college football. You know what I'm saying? It's a great game, and sometimes I think people keep trying to make it better, and it's already pretty damn good. We probably need to leave it alone a little bit. Every day I come in, I'm just checking heads, making sure the same people were in my room, or same people on offense, same people on the team that we had last time, So I don't do the social media very much, but I'm going to have to start just so I know who's going where, who's still playing. And that's been a problem with getting ready to play against Coastal. They got a lot going on. They got coaching change going on, and they got guys going into portal, and we don't know who to prepare for right now. So it's just a lot going on, probably way too much. But again, I think Coach Houston does a good job of telling the team and us as a staff, you got to appreciate these days, because this is what we all chose to do, and it's good. It's a really good thing.
With this being Holton's last game, how important have these extra few weeks of practice been for Mason Garcia?
I think with any position, especially at quarterback, and surely for Mason, to get to practice more is obviously making him better. He's had a really, really good end of the season practice anyhow, but I think the bowl practices, when we rested Holton a little bit more at the beginning, really gave him a chance to work with that first O-line and some of those receivers, and he's benefiting a lot from that right now. He's, we keep joking. Somehow we figure Holton might just show back up again. It seems like he's never going to leave or whatever. He says he's really leaving this time. We'll find out. But I know Mason loves him. But Mason's kind of excited, I think, about maybe him not being sitting in the room next year, because he's ready to play. He's really ready to go.
Mason, I would guess, maybe wants to play in this game against his hometown team. Is he talk about that?
We've picked at him a little bit about that. He and Murphy's on our team, who's been injured, obviously, from, Carolina Forest right there in Conway. And, those guys wouldn't be able to go home, if we don't play well and win this game. So I know he's probably got a little bit more motivation in there. I know he'd love to play against anybody, though, but that would be pretty cool if he'd get to play against them, I think. Yeah.
You talked about counting heads. Obviously, you had to find a center.
Yeah.
Can you fill us in on that?
Well, yeah, that didn't start the month off very well right there, because the center's pretty key. You can't start any play without the the center, and then with it being a shotgun offense, it's really, really super important. But Urgel's come through for us. He's been the guy that the second part of the year had really probably become the second center. He just hasn't played much. It's going to be a big challenge. But, the next guy up mentality is, what all good teams have. I think we have that. And he's had good camp, good practices here for the bowl. But, I'm nervous about that. I'd be lying if I didn't say I was a little bit nervous about it. I think having Holton back there behind him can give him a little bit more confidence. Avery was able to do a little bit more than your normal center as far as set the defense, call out blocking schemes, different identifications, and he and Holton work together. Holton's probably going to have to take more of that on just because we don't want Urgel having to overthink. We don't want him to snap the ball, and they got a really good nose guard. So he's going to have his hands full right there.
How many snaps did he take this game?
You know what? I'm not sure, but it wasn't many. It wasn't very many. I don't know. Avery didn't come out hardly any.
What do you see out of Coach's defense other than maybe the personnel changing? Obviously, Staggs.
Yeah, and we know Staggs. Staggs, Coach Houston's known him for a long time. I've known him for a couple of years, I guess. And they've always been good on defense. And he does a terrific job. He does a lot of different things. They're similar to our defense in certain ways, but then not totally as much. But it's still in that same type of family of the way they play defense. Very aggressive, very good players, very good pass rushers. Now they've given up yards in the passing game, but they've created a lot of negative plays too with sacks. But they're just solid. They just got good athletes. You keep looking at them and you go, where'd they get that guy at? How's that guy at Coastal Carolina? No slur against them because people say that about some of our good players. How did East Carolina get that guy? Because that's just the way it is. They're guys that get missed. And they've done a really good job of recruiting players that are really good that probably got overlooked by a lot of schools.
Coach, you talked about the center, but what about tight end?
Yeah. Yeah, Ryan has not been able to play much the last part of the last couple of games there. He played, I think 4 plays against Temple, and so we missed him. I thought there, though we had a really good game. Obviously, some other guys stepped it up, but just he was going to be injured. We were probably not figuring he was going to play, so we had already started to work Tyler Savage, and then CJ gives us some flexibility because CJ can play like a big guy. He's very similar to Ryan, really, in that they're really hybrid kids. They're really big wideouts, small tight ends, H-back type guys. So we've just kind of used them a little bit more that way. And then, Shane Calhoun has always been a guy that's played. His role is going to expand a little bit.
Talking about the quarterback room, you guys will add Jeter to the mix as far as signing him.
Yep.
How excited are you to get him signed?
Oh, yeah. Yeah, we're thrilled to have been able to get a caliber player at quarterback like that. Raheem's just a really, really good athlete. He's a true dual threat kid, I'd say, in that he can run and he can throw. He's been in great competition, in that Spartanburg area. They play a good team every week, and it's been a big-time atmosphere. So we think, with him being able to come in January, that's going to really be good for him, too, to get that work. We're going to be a little thin at quarterback with Ryan Stubblefield leaving for the spring. Right now, I only have 3 guys. But it's hard to get work for more than 3 guys anyhow. So he's going to get thrown to the fire really, really quick. But I think overall the whole class, which I know that'll be Coach Houston's main thing today, he'll talk more about that. But we've addressed some needs. Most of the guys we're signing, obviously, I think are going to be for the future. I don't know that how immediate those guys will be. There's going to be some more guys, I think, that are older that we'll probably be adding to the class. I think there's some transfers that will probably be released tomorrow. They're not going to overshadow the guys signing today. I think they're going to release that tomorrow. And then it's a never-ending process in recruiting anymore. I mean, we used to say that, but now we really mean it in that every day there's something changing out there and who's becoming available. We all know that the portal will close, but then it'll reopen after spring practice, and somewhere some guy is not going to like his situation or his view, and if we have a need, I don't know that we love the process of this, but you got to play the game or you'll be behind. So we're playing it as hard as we can.
Time for one more question.
Do you like the portal?
No. I personally do not think this is. I don't think it's. I think the guys ought to be able to go and make a change. But the way we're doing it right now, and then you coop that with this NIL. This is a madhouse. That's why I say it's a great game. We're tinkering with it way too much now. That's way above my pay grade. I'm not nearly enough, important enough to matter in this deal. But I don't like it. Yeah, and I'm sure it will. So, anyhow, appreciate y'all putting up with my raspy voice there. Thank you, guys.